First of all, I'm going to tell you, this new bombshell report about Donald Trump in the Epstein files, and it is something is going on. And the networks, I don't know, I guess the war or whatever, this war is going to be, the war is going to do what it do. And it's going to be headlines, and that is the point, is to try to distract from the headlines, distract from Trump, distract from all the things, including this breaking news about the economy. Here is, from none other, brace yourselves, Fox News.
We go. So we have a negative number for February non-farm payrolls, a loss of 92,000 jobs. You can see the market reacting. We are also seeing the unemployment rate tick up to 4.4%. A loss of factory jobs of 12,000. Government jobs, a loss of 6,000. Private sector jobs, a loss of 86,000. Average hourly earnings up 3.8%, which is better than expected. But obviously the headline here is what we're seeing within the report. We also got a negative read on January retail sales, 0.2% to the downside. But I do want to say again, it is the jobs report. We're also seeing here again the U6, the unemployment rate, that came in at 7.9%. Labor force participation, 62%. Again, all of these numbers, to be clear here, are the opposite of the estimates that we got. Let me get into the report to give you exactly where the government says that these massive job losses are actually happening. Sticky report, messy report, and I'm going to be looking for revisions here in a moment. Employment and health care decreased, according to the government, reflecting strike activity, which is what Mohammed said to you moments ago, Maria. Employment and information and federal government continue to trend to the downside, according to the federal government. So again, Maria, this report, these numbers are certainly not the expectations whatsoever. A loss of 92,000 jobs. The Street, again, was looking for a gain of 59,000 jobs. And this also flies in the face of the ADP numbers that we got on Wednesday, where we saw actually hiring in the private sector, construction, education, and healthcare. I think sticky is a very key word here and a very noisy report, Maria.
I wonder if Maria Bartiromo passed out. Look, the reason that I'm laughing is because I tell you guys every day that this administration will lie on their mama. And so they have been lying about the economy since Donald Trump took office. And look, I'm not saying that that's not Trump derangement syndrome. This is Peter Baker from the New York Times. Andy, put this up. Peter Baker's tweet on Trump versus Biden's jobs. The numbers don't lie. In the 13 months since Trump took office, the economy has created a net total of 198,000 jobs compared, okay, are you ready for this? To 1.4 million created in the last 13 months of the Biden administration. Now, do I even need to say anything? $198,000. Let's just give him 200. We'll just give him that. 200,000 versus 1.4 million in the same amount of time. But yet you say that Joe Biden's economy and his jobs record's terrible. He was the worst. Joe Biden didn't know what he was doing. He was cognitive declined. And then when people say, well, if you look at the actual numbers, and if you investigate and you do compare and contrast and analysis, the metrics of the economy under Joe Biden were phenomenally better than Donald Trump. And it doesn't take an economic expert or genius to figure that out. All you have to do is just look at the numbers. To add 1 + 1, you don't need to be a genius in order to do that. You don't have to be a mathematician to know that it's 2. You don't have to be a Rhodes Scholar to understand that 1.4 million versus 1 198,000, or as I said, give them 200,000, that those two are not comparable at all. And thank you very much, Terry. We're winning. Are you guys tired of winning? Is this what we call winning? Look at this. The U.S. economy lost 92,000 jobs in February. 92,000 jobs in February. Now, here's the thing that's been getting me about CNBC. I watch CNBC and people watch it for economic news, and it appears that CNBC understands that they are, well, not understands. It seems like they have gotten to the point where, not all of them, but many of them, they are performing for an audience of one. It's like they're like, oh, Donald Trump is watching. How do I give this a little bit of shine, find something that's positive in there, even when there's nothing positive in there? Now, you guys tell me if I'm wrong. Am I reading this wrong? This is the CNBC report, and this guy's, it's down a teeny bit, and this is the modicum, and oh, look, this is up a fraction. And it's like, dude, you're missing the overall point here. Roll it. What's up, Rick?
Yes. Here we go. This is the big Feb jobs report. Non-farm payrolls, minus 92,000. Minus 92,000. That is a biggie. Minus 92,000 last month. 130K downgraded to 126,000. Minus 92,000. Well, what would that comp to? Minus 185 in December of 2020. There's where our comp is. Now, that means we have a revision over 2 months now of minus 69,000. Average hourly earnings, always important, up 0.4, a little bit better than expected. Up 0.4 would equal where we were.
Up 4 fucking tenths. And that's what he's like, it's up 0.4. This is TDS. Thank you very much for that in the comments. Funky for it to you too. Thank you very much. It's okay, but watch every little bit. And then this, just a smidge, keep going.
Rear view mirror to find a higher number. You're going all the way back to March of 25 when it was up 0.5. If we take a year-over-year perspective on earnings, 3.8, also 1/10 better than expected. 3.8, best since November of 25. Weekly hours worked are always key. 34.3 as expected. The unemployment rate moves up 1 tick to 4.4%. We're expecting it to remain at 4.3. 4.4 equals where we ended up last year.
Can you imagine can you imagine if the unemployment rate went up during Biden, even if it was a tick? Oh, the unemployment rate is up. Under Joe Biden, and look at how bad. If it's not going down, and even if it's going down, it didn't go down fast enough. It didn't go down enough. Thank you very much. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Nadine Rice. WTF is he saying? Keep going.
Your number, you're going to November. So Dece was 4.4. November 25 was 4.5. If we look at labor force participation, wow. A big drop, 62.0. We're expecting 62.5. 62.0 would be the weakest, and I have to really go back on this. 62.0 would equal Dece of 21. To find a smaller number, you're all the way back to November of 21 when it was 61.9.
So here's the point. We're up shit creek without a paddle, is what it is, until this administration is out of office. The U.S. economy lost 92,000 jobs in February. We are in the middle of what is, quite frankly, shaping up to be a quagmire in the Middle East because Donald Trump is being dog-walked by Benjamin Netanyahu. Benjamin Netanyahu is now deciding American foreign policy and when we go to war and when we don't. The administration is lying about being in a war. They can't get their shit together. Oh, we're in a war. No, we're not in a war. It's a conflict. It's a I don't know, action, whatever they say. And let's not forget, and if you can find the thing about, I think I sent it yesterday, but anything that you can get me on the gasoline prices, because gas is now going up as well. And guess what? Dana Bash over at CNN spoke to Donald Trump about those gas prices. Remember, that's the one thing that he could rely on, because the price of eggs never came down. The price of groceries never came down. The price of natural gas really did not come down. I mean, what you use to heat and cool your home, if you have a furnace or whatever, if you have gas-powered furnace, or whatever that may be. Now, check this out. Gas prices are up, and they're up. They're up a little bit. It's up more than a little bit. They're up dramatically in the short amount of time that this has happened, and they're going to continue to go up. But guess what, people? In many of the places, or most of the places that supported Donald Trump, that's where the prices are up the most. States with the biggest rise in gas prices compared to a week ago. And this is a state that their economy is based on oil. Both of my parents worked for Exxon Chemicals, Exxon Refinery, Exxon whatever. Thank you very much for my education in my home and all of that as a kid. But that's where the oil industry is. Louisiana, up 39.7 cents a gallon. That's a lot in the short. Georgia, again, Louisiana, red state. Georgia, red state, up 37.5 cents a gallon. Iowa, 35.6 cents a gallon. Indiana, 35.2 cents a gallon. West Virginia, the coal mining state, 35 cents a gallon. Oklahoma, that's where our new Department of Homeland Security Secretary is going to be. I think he has to be confirmed, but still, that's probably going to be him. What's his name? Mullen, John Wayne, whatever, Mark Wayne Mullen. He's from Oklahoma, 34.8 cents. North Dakota, 34.2 cents. Ohio, 34.1 cents. South Dakota, 32.6 cents. Illinois, 31.1 cents. Gas is up 70 cents just this week here in Florida, according to Ms. Ams. Now, Florida, red. We love Trump. I will vote for Donald Trump. Florida. Marco Rubio, Florida. We're going to talk about Marco Rubio in about Cuba in just a second. But this is where our economy is. Our economy has fallen off of a cliff. And people will tell you the economy is doing great. It's doing great for rich people. It's terrible for people who are not so rich. And I'm not even talking about poor people, not so rich. Susie Wiles, who is that? That is the White House Chief of Staff. She tells Politico is reporting Susie Wiles is sounding the alarm, and this is the president's chief of staff, sounding the alarm on gas prices. In the meantime, Donald Trump is talking to Dana Bash over at the CNN, and he's downplaying it, lying. Here it is.
Region, I asked about rising gas prices, and he said, that's all right. It'll be short term. It'll go way down very quickly. And I said, well, they're pretty high now. And he said, no, they're not. They're up a little bit, not much, but it'll drop to record lows. And so I asked, well, does this mean that you're going to figure out the Strait of Hormuz soon? Again, something you were just talking about. He said, quote, it's already figured out. We've knocked their Navy because, when you knock out the Navy, they can't do what they wanted to be able to do. The Navy is almost, he said, we just hit the 25 mark. Can you imagine that? Big ones. 25 ships are down. We're doing very well. And
this man is going to be the death of the economy. And look, in a war, it could be the death of us. Certainly the death of people, especially our service members who have died, 6 so far, I believe. I don't know if that number has risen. And then even he is saying that number will probably rise as they are sending more troops to the Middle East. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Your support means the world to us. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss a show. We're live every weekday at 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time with new clips dropping at 2 p. and 8 p. And if you want even more Don Lemon Show content, join the Lemon community. Members get exclusive posts, behind-the-scenes videos, and live chats just for you. So hit the join button or visit our channel page to sign up. Thanks again for all your love and your support, and I'll see you next time.